told Foxy it's your birthday, not for real, just for play. This is Cree Summer, and Moana Nui will be right back.
Good evening and welcome to our July edition of Moana Nui After Dark presents Whatcha Watchin. Your screens are not broken. There are only 4 of us currently. We're expecting other members of the show to show up later. Pun not intended. If you're looking at the screen and you see a weird face right there,
stranger danger.
That person, don't be alarmed. He's not new. He's been here before, supposedly. But welcome back, Kyle. How's it going?
Thank you. It's going good. You know, the DCU is looking very strong and healthy. You know, we've got a lot to look forward to. You know, this year and next year. So I'm pretty excited. I'm very excited.
How is it strong and healthy? Only 2 things have come out, Kyle. Only 2.
So you have Creature Commandos, which did really good. You have Superman, which did really good, and you have Peacemaker that comes out in less than a month. So yeah.
Superman making a lot of money and it being good are 2 different things.
That part.
Superman was good. Well, Superman was good.
I mean,
you know, good. No, Superman was good. No, Superman was good. A majority of people that saw it thought it was good. The critics thought it was good.
It's still not as good.
Oh wow, the critics! Like we can trust the critics. Are these the same critics who normally trash stuff that features, I don't know, shows or movies that have majority cast that look like us? Those critics?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I will give you that. I'll give you that.
So yeah, I don't. You say the critics say I don't trust the critics. The critics can kick rocks.
Right.
The critics are hateful.
I would say the Superman movie was better than Man of Steel. I thought it was better than Man of Steel.
I don't know.
You do,
because I know lots of women who love shirtless Henry Cavill. So
oh yeah, for sure.
Because I don't call it that title. I just call it shirtless Henry Cavill because that's basically what the film was.
Yeah. No, I agree. But
I mean, just like the other film, like the other film that was shirtless Jason Momoa.
Yeah. I like my Superman to save his father when he can. You know, like I'm sorry. I
like my Superman to actually be super.
I mean, Superman was super.
I mean, Superman
was super.
Before we get knee deep into this conversation, I do have to put this disclaimer up. Hold on.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Right there. So if you have not seen anything that we are going to discuss tonight, that is your only warning.
Yep.
We're not going to tell you again.
Nope.
As you saw in the marquee, yes, Superman and K-pop Demon Hunters are our features of discussion for this evening. Spoilers, if you have not seen them. But I definitely want to wait for the rest of our panel to get in here to talk about both of these things. So we will start with a final recap of Ironheart.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, best TV show the MCU has done in a while.
What was the last TV show the MCU did prior to Ironheart?
Was that the Daredevil show?
It was Daredevil. Daredevil was the last one, and before that was either Ms. Marvel or Moon Knight.
Was it She-Hulk though?
She-Hulk was She-Hulk was in that mix as well. So those are the I don't remember the order, but Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, Moon Knight were like the last 3 up until Daredevil.
Do you think it was better than Ms. Marvel?
Ironheart?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do think Ironheart was better than Ms. Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I like Ms. Marvel. I loved it a lot.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy Ms. Marvel. And look, for all the undeserved hate it got, I enjoyed She-Hulk. Now, granted, I don't think they nailed the ending. I felt like the ending was taking pop shots at themselves for everything that they heard us saying about everything up until that point, as far as all their shows and them doing too much.
Right.
So it was great commentary on that, but for the premise of what they were trying to tell story-wise for She-Hulk, I don't think they stuck the landing with that, with the whole Kevin robot and everything. It was fun and it was cool to look at them poking fun at themselves. Yeah. But I don't think they stuck the landing properly with She-Hulk. Up until that awesome show.
What about Echo?
I'm sorry, I forgot about Echo.
Agatha was last.
Agatha was last.
Agatha was last. Yeah.
Okay.
Agatha was after Daredevil.
No, Agatha was before Daredevil.
I don't count Daredevil.
Why not? What was wrong with Daredevil?
Did you not like Daredevil?
I did not like it. Therefore, I did not finish it. So that's why I don't count it. And I'm mad that they're putting, because isn't it like Punisher is supposed to be in Spider-Man and stuff like that? So now I feel like I have to watch it.
Well, the Punisher and the Hulk possibly.
Yeah.
Now, is Punisher a Daredevil birthed character?
No.
Or no. So okay, because I don't know much about Punisher. Where did Punisher in the comics? Who introduced Punisher?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay, I'll Google it real quick.
But he was on Daredevil Born Again, right? Because he was in the other one. He was in the Netflix one.
Well, yeah, and so the only knock I have against the Daredevil show is they basically killed off all of the Netflix characters except Daredevil, Kingpin, and oh gosh, who was the redhead?
Karen Page.
Because spoilers again, 5 minutes into episode 1. They kill Foggy.
Yeah, but didn't they? Well, never mind. Second season, somebody was saying that he could possibly come back because he might have faked his death or something like that. I don't know.
They had a whole funeral for his man.
I didn't like it. I didn't finish it. I don't count it.
I mean, then again, we're not sure if John Wick is dead either.
Right.
Oh gosh, that's a whole nother thing. Let's keep this going.
Again, going back to the whole thing of remember when they cut Darth Maul in half and most people thought he was dead.
Oh my gosh! Blame the Clone Wars for that.
Legs. He came back with spider legs. That was awesome.
I'm just saying. I've always said nobody no dead.
Look,
and I just looked it up. Punisher was officially his first appearance was the Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
So it makes sense for him to be in Spider-Man movie
yes.
At some point. Yeah.
And as far as Darth Maul, look, this is where I get on people who like, I won't watch cartoons. Well, if you would watch Clone Wars, you would have understood a whole lot of things about Darth Maul that you wouldn't get from just watching the movies.
Right. Yeah. But so I bring that up only because you know what I say, nobody no dead.
Yeah. Again, blame Clone Wars because if it wasn't for Clone Wars, he wasn't coming back.
Fair.
So back to Ironheart.
Yeah.
Again, those trashy little critics who probably saw episodes 1, 2, and 3 crap all over the show for various reasons, only to have every single reason they crapped on the show be debunked and refuted by the second 3 episodes.
Right.
So as a whole, yes. And again, putting this out there, I have a bias. Anything that features Miles Morales, Lunetta Lafayette, and Riri Williams, I am going to be there for.
Yeah.
Those are my 3 favorite characters in all of Marvel Comics, period, bar none, stop, in a discussion.
Oh, wow.
That's my 3. All with good, for me, good reason.
I'm not mad at you for that.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So yeah, I see Riri on screen, I lose my ish. So yeah, Wakanda forever. I knew she was going to be in the movie. It's one thing to know, it's another thing to see her in her environment, and this going further to expand her background, because again, I read the first run of Riri Williams in the comics as Ironheart. little convoluted start with her being in the second Civil War and coming from the Iron Man comic to begin with, but this show was everything I read in her solo run in Marvel Comics, as far as the background, as far as her family dynamic. Now they did lean a little bit more into how she interacts with that family, as opposed to in the comics, because it's pretty much a one-line thing that's mentioned from time to time that her stepfather and best friend were killed in a drive-by shooting.
Yeah,
and that's all that's mentioned. There is no, at least in the initial run of hers in comics, there's never any mention of any trauma that she may have sustained from that or how it's affecting. It's kind of like, yeah, it's the reason for her building the suit, but that's it. This show actually explored that as far as the trauma that she refused to deal with.
Yeah.
Because even in Wakanda Forever, they don't mention it. They just acknowledge, wait, she built the Iron Man suit out of scrap?
Yeah.
But I talk too much. Y'all thoughts on Ironheart?
I thoroughly enjoyed Ironheart. I was upset at some of the choices that they had her make.
Okay.
She is far too intelligent to have made some of the dumb decisions that she made on the show. She is far too intelligent for that. Now, we could easily blame that on the trauma that she was dealing with from losing her dad, her stepdad, and her best friend. The fact that she recently got kicked out of MIT. I'm willing to concede all of that. However, she is too smart for some of the decisions that she made on this show. One of the decisions
in reality, because again, think of her age. She's what, 20?
19,
let's say
20.
She's like 20 years old in the show.
Oh,
what
okay.
20-year-old makes well thought out decisions, no matter how smart they are.
I'm not even necessarily saying these decisions have to be well thought out. I'm saying you have criminals coming to you saying, hey, I can help you. And she's like, ooh, let me go work with the criminals. I'm sorry.
It wasn't that quick. She did think about it for a little bit.
Okay, I'm sorry.
She thought about it for 5 minutes.
I'm just saying, as smart as she is, there are other ways she could have made money to get her suit going. I hope I will die on that hill that there are other things she could have done. Again, I'm willing to concede because of the trauma of the things that she'd been going through that played into her decision making, because nobody makes good decisions when you're dealing with traumatic things in your life. Or I won't say nobody, but most people don't. So I'm willing to concede that on the decision making factor. I'm very disappointed in the big decision she made at the very end. That one pissed me off.
Yeah.
Well,
that one pissed me off. And I don't want to talk about
shortly.
that aspect of it per se just yet, because I know we haven't gotten to Teresa and what she thought of it as well.
Oh. Well,
Teresa?
I mean, I liked it. I was just going to say I enjoyed it at least as much as Ms. Marvel. You know, I'm one of the few probably people who really enjoyed Ms. Marvel. But that genre, that's my jam. Like young adults, kind of coming of age, kind of, you know, finding their way. That I really like that. So, and the humor that was exhibited in Ms. Marvel, you know, it's a drama, you know, it's kind of serious, but they're quippy. I like quippy.
Yeah.
I like, as opposed to slapstick ridiculousness, like Peacemaker, which you mentioned earlier, which I will never, ever, ever. I tried. I probably watched maybe 3 or 4 episodes. I couldn't even let that play in the background like I was doing something else. While I was doing something else, it's just so ridiculous. So, you know, Ms. Marvel, Ironheart, that's my kind of thing. Ironheart's more serious, but it had, you know, its quippiness in there. And Furious, if you're talking about at the end, what I think you're talking about, I'm not convinced that she made that decision. Because like you said, no body, no death. They kind of hinted and alluded, but they did not convince me that she made that decision. So hopefully we'll get another season, or she'll come back in another property, because I don't believe that she did that.
She hugged her.
Yeah.
She
I don't
hugged her.
believe.
Yeah.
I don't think it's what you think it is.
That's fair. I hope it's not, because
I hope it's a misdirect as well.
I mean, it could be like another universe, another timeline, another Earth, whatever. But I don't believe that she made that agreement with.
or maybe that choice is still something that maybe she didn't make the choice, and she's playing the scenario out in her head, and they're just showing us what would happen. Maybe that's what it is. All I know is the show makes it look like she made a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be the first. Kyle, your thoughts on Ironheart?
That is very true. That is very true.
I came to the show, like, I did not have a big background as far as reading on Riri Williams. I like the show, honestly. I like the introduction to the combination of mysticism and technology, because that eventually will come to play with a major person in the MCU, hopefully, down the line.
Well, considering what one of her nicknames is.
Right. So I thought that was really dope. I think one of the biggest hangups that I wish they would have touched more on, and actually kind of plays into what we see in real life, like the consequences or the gravity of AI making its own decisions.
Yes.
You know, what are the consequences of an AI wanting to do its own thing when you don't want it to do that? And they lightly touched on that, which I thought was really good, but they didn't really expand on it, and I wish they would have. I thought that would have been more of a cherry on top for the. But I could, maybe they touch on that next season. I would hope they get another season, but maybe they touch on that next season. The one thing I did I did have a little bit of a hang up. Another thing I had a little bit of a hang up about. So I know people from Chicago. I have family in Chicago. A lot of the dialogue was kind of hokey for me, and it kind of took me out of the show a little bit.
That's fair.
But other than that, I mean, the show was decent. The show was pretty good to me. So yeah.
All right. So elephant in the room, Mephisto finally shows up after being teased in like 7 previous shows.
Right.
Directly or indirectly, Mephisto finally makes an appearance, and we see that's how the main villain got the hood.
Yeah.
This just seems like an odd way to introduce Mephisto.
I look at it. So I look at this introduction of Mephisto much like what the creators of Avatar did at the end of Legend of Korra to Nickelodeon. Kind of like in their own subtle way, making that ending an FU to Nickelodeon, right? Okay. Because of the way Nickelodeon basically screwed them and gave them directives on how to run their own show after initially not putting any restraints on them whatsoever. And this intro of Mephisto, because look, we're fans. We're
Absolutely.
fans of all this stuff. DC, Marvel, doesn't matter. We love to see this stuff portrayed on the big screen, and we like projecting and pontificating on what could happen next, right? And I think Marvel got to the point of where, they probably had a plan in place for Mephisto, and let Ryan Coogler and the showrunners of Ironheart be like, y'all go ahead. We trust you. Knock yourselves out. Whatever you want to do, go for it. And they were like, so Mephisto, whatever you want. And it was like, all right, cool. We'll just rework. So what do we have? We have Mephisto over here. All right, they're going to use Mephisto now. Let's switch this around. And it's, just shuffleboard a little bit. And it caught some people off guard. But though it was also those same people who wanted to complain about the show because it was like, oh yeah, in Agatha all along, this was definitely Mephisto right here. If you can watch this scene and this timestamp at this exact moment, that was Mephisto. It's like, no, it wasn't. Going back to WandaVision. Oh, it's all Mephisto. Yeah, you right here, you can see it. No, it wasn't. In Moon Knight, right here, it was Mephisto. No, it wasn't. And now you finally get Mephisto to see what it actually was.
Right.
And it's like, um, it's like watching their brains fry in real time.
Right.
Because now they have no true explanations. Like, wait, Mephisto's here? He wasn't supposed to. It was supposed to be. Like your whole theory's blown out the water now.
See, to me, since now that I know Mephisto's first appearance was in, no, I'm sorry, his first appearance was in a Silver Surfer comic.
Interesting.
That was his first appearance. It was back in 1968 in Silver Surfer #3.
Damn.
Right.
So cosmic beings and spiritual demons and whatnot. Got it.
I mean, but,
interesting mix for issue 3.
I mean, on the one hand, since Riri is mixing magic and technology, I could see them introducing Mephisto and opening the door towards the supernatural.
Yeah.
What I really hope we get to see at some point is Zelma. And I want to see what happens. I want to see her in something with Doctor Strange and down that side of things. But again, them introducing mysticism, maybe she stayed, maybe the next is a combination of Ironheart and Doctor Strange. Well, I mean, that's Chicago to New York, but still, it's not like they can't just fly to the other city.
Right. Well, there is a rumored project called Strange Academy.
Yeah.
That is supposedly in production, or at least in the works. And of course, Zelma was the breakout character on this show for the 3 episodes she was in, along with seeing Cree Summer on screen, because that fit Cree Summer so perfectly.
Right. I love her in Abbott Elementary, and I'm glad I got to see her in Ironheart.
Absolutely. And just watching her and Zelma go back and forth, the way they're just like waving their hands and snapping their fingers, and the scenery just changing every single time.
Awesome.
Showrunners, A+, A++++++. Like, we get Strange Academy. Yeah, I want Zelma front and center. Like at the lead of that show. I don't care what other young magicians in training that exist in Marvel Comics or whatever that you want to bring in. Zelma front and center. Hell, whatever the next Doctor Strange film is, I want to see Zelma in it just cause.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I like to introduce Mephisto in the show though, because it's like Mephisto is like a representation, one of the representations of the devil in the Marvel universe, and the devil, he interacts. I mean, of course, he interacts with like bigger beings, but on a human aspect, on a human level, on a grounded level, he approaches your everyday man and woman with a deal. So the fact that Mephisto found someone who was vulnerable at that point in time, like I thought that was awesome, because I thought that whole scene in the diner was great, was absolutely great.
Absolutely.
So I love Mephisto, because I love Mephisto being introduced in a show like this, because it's like you had a very vulnerable main character in Riri, you had a very very vulnerable main protagonist in the Hood. So to me it made sense. It made a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that's pretty much Mephisto's MO for anyone who's read any comics. The stuff he did with Wanda's side, as far as like manipulating the birth of her twins, to like, he more so the street level heroes, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, as far as interfering with, not so much interfering, but manipulating them. And one of the classic ones is what he did with Spider-Man.
Yep.
Peter Parker. Because Peter is shortly after Aunt May dies, and and Mephisto comes like, yeah, I can bring her back to life, and he tells him straight up, he doesn't manipulate the situation or double talk it. He just tells him straight up, I can bring your Aunt May back. It's going to cost you.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't tell him what.
Yep.
So yeah.
That makes it kind of interesting for, if we're talking about the supernatural, and now we're bringing in Mephisto, who is clearly the devil. Where I know in the comics his counterpart is there. I don't know that we'll ever see his counterpart on the big screen.
Which
but
counterpart?
Mephisto.
No, I'm saying Mephisto's counterpart.
Because remember, God is a character in the Marvel universe.
Oh yeah,
God is a character in the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
If he can bring Aunt May back, it begs the question: where was her soul when she died?
Ooh, that's a good point.
I'm just throwing it out there. Where was her soul if Mephisto could bring her back? I don't know. Just something to think about. Because if Mephisto can bring Natalie back, where was Natalie's soul when she died? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I will say this. I think the way Marvel Comics has always dealt with the spiritualness of the supernatural is that it's all one realm. There's no division of heaven and hell. It's all the same place, and good and bad occupy. Because again, like you said, if these are supposedly good people and this purely evil entity is able to bring them back, I get what you're leaning at. But at the same time, I think the way Marvel approaches is that there's no division of good or evil. It's all in the same space. Much like we all live on the same planet, there are good and bad people. There's no real division of all the good people live over here and all the bad people live over there. It's the same thing.
The times we've seen Mephisto's domain, we've never seen any good people in his domain. Except when they're going there.
His domain is not the only thing in that reality or space.
I'm just saying.
I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm just trying to give counter reason to yours.
Just saying.
I hear you. Oh, man. So overall, we like Ironheart. We're hoping for season 2. Yes.
No? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
If this gets us closer to Doctor Doom, then yes. Yes, please.
Funny you mentioned Doctor Doom.
Yeah, because it's like you have the introduction of magic and mysticism. You have the obvious tie to Doctor Doom and Mephisto, the deal that he made with as far as with his mother. So it's just like if these are breadcrumbs to get us to Doctor Doom, I'm all for it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's something you should watch. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Y'all know I don't like foolishness, right? You know how hard it was for me to look at Sacha Baron Cohen and take him seriously as anybody but fucking Borat.
Oh my gosh.
And as somebody who never watched Borat, but I've seen clips of that performance.
That's all you need to see.
I'm with you, Teresa. I'm with you. That was one hell of a switch in characters. But you notice how comedians are always so damn good at playing dramatic roles.
Yes.
Yeah. Or scary roles.
Yeah.
Because honestly, when he popped up, I was like, I know that face. I know this guy. And it didn't click initially until he started talking.
It clicked for me. I was like, oh my God.
Well, I have not seen him in anything in almost a decade.
Has he done anything else other than Borat?
Not that I can think of, but I mean, I avoid him like the plague, so.
He did have a movie that was out, I want to say like 7-8 years ago or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. It was like, the premise was that he was like some spoiled rich kid who didn't want to inherit his dad's company or something. Like I can't remember entirely, but I remember him being like some person of wealth and status who didn't want it. But yeah, that was like a while back. It wasn't anything recent. Like you talking about the last 5 years, has he been in anything of note or anything? Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, seeing him as this character was, took me by surprise. I'm like, okay, so there's a big bad spiritual entity here going on. Is it actually Mephisto this time, or is this another red herring? Right. Yeah. I mean, it could have easily have been Enchantress from Asgard, who we have still not seen in any Thor movies. We have seen the executioner, but we have not seen the enchantress.
That is a very good point.
So again, it could have been anybody manipulating the hood, literally.
Yeah.
But hey, they finally gave us Mephisto. Oh man. So final thoughts, other than we want to see, because I have been letting it stream as I fall asleep every night. Because I want the views. Again, showrunners came out and said, hey, if y'all keep watching it, that increases the chances of them greenlighting the season 2.
Oh well, hell, I need to start doing the same thing you're doing then.
I started up, as I'm about to go to bed, and just, I wake up in the middle of the night. Oh, the TV's still on. Click. It's probably over by that point anyway. So,
I have to do that. I let it play in the other room while I'm working.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing we got to do. You want a season 2? Keep watching this current season. That's how we get a lot of shows. Subsequent seasons. That's how we got seasons 3 and 4 of Young Justice. People kept rewatching the first 2 seasons over and over and over again when they were on Netflix. I know I did.
I did not know.
Yeah.
That's how seasons 3 and 4 came about.
Yeah, they had a whole social media campaign on watching those first 2 seasons to get season 3 and 4. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So quite a few shows happen like that. So you can't just watch the first season. Yeah, I seen it. I'm good. And you want season 2? Keep watching it. It's not like network television where they don't care if you rewatch because they get the initial numbers and run.
Right.
This is streaming. It's a whole different animal. Now Netflix notwithstanding, because they just cancel stuff just cause.
Right.
Yeah.
That part.
It's Wednesday. We got to cancel something. That one.
I'll never forgive them for canceling the Get Down. I'll never forgive them for that.
Amongst other, add it to the list.
Right. Amongst other things.
Why are you canceling the show? I don't know. We just can. We did. It was something to do. It was Tuesday.
I don't like it anymore. Cancel.
Even though everybody loves it, we're going to get rid of it.
Exactly.
Right.
Even if you watch it multiple times over and over again, we don't care.
Right.
Dead boy detectives.
All right. The next thing I want to get into, and we're just going to have to jump into it because I know both of them want to be here. They're not here yet. K-pop Demon Hunters.
All right. K-pop Demon Hunters.
That's Joy's show.
Teresa, you didn't watch it?
I did. I watched it a second time today, actually.
I have not watched it. I don't even know what it is.
You're missing out, sir. This is
yes.
It's
really good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so my little girl initially watched it.
She is.
Joy, right on time. We're about to start K-pop Demon Hunters.
Perfect timing. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I'm sitting riding dirty in the Shake Shack external seating because the Delta Sky Lounge is closed. Not only I'm not even supposed to be here. I bought a ticket to LaGuardia and I'm sitting in Newark because rain.
Oh wow.
And Newark is like, we didn't like it, so just good luck. I apologize for the lights in the back, but hey, I made it, and I made it just in time. I've been singing those songs all day.
Kyle, go ahead. You was talking about K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, so my little girl watched it initially, and she wanted to watch it like a family night thing. So we ended up tuning in, and yeah, I have my misgivings about K-pop in general. Reason being, I feel like a lot of the genres of music that they tackle, a lot of that music was done by a lot of artists that look like us. It wasn't necessarily received as popular or as well worldwide. So the fact that someone is essentially doing the exact same thing that we did, and is getting worldwide recognition and praise, I kind of think is bunk. But going into this movie with that kind of baggage, I still thought it was an excellent movie. I thought animation wise, loved it because it same studio did the Into the Spider-Verse, so loved it from an aesthetic standpoint. Story wise, I thought Like my little girl, she loved the story. I thought the story was really, really good. The music, excellent. So again, that it was hard for me to kind of to get on, but soundtrack is really good. So yeah, I love the movie.
Joy.
Okay. So,
Knew this was coming.
so one thing, I'm going to acknowledge what Kyle said about the genres that tend to be the most popular in K-pop feel very familiar. I will also say that it's not a mistake. It's exploitative, but it's purely exploitative as opposed to lying to people and saying, no, we did this on our own. It's not Elvis. You know what I'm saying? We went over there and sold them this because American Black music had moved on to trap and whatever else we'd be doing right now. And we were off. Specifically, we had gotten away from New Jack Swing around the late 90s, early 2000s. Teddy Riley's like, look, I'm going to make this money. So Teddy Riley went over to Korea and talked to several producers. Like, I got this sound if y'all want it. And they're like, oh, we love it. Let's do it. And
wait, K-pop is essentially New Jack Swing?
Yes.
Yes. Very similar. Very, very similar.
Okay.
Not only is the New Jack Swing, it's grunge. Like if you like something that is popular in the United States, there's a good chance there's a version of it. Because K-pop isn't a type of music; it's a region of music. Everything that comes out of Korea is called K-pop. And so they're doing grunge, they're doing heavy metal, they're doing ballads. They're doing. There's a group that reminds me a whole lot of Boyz II Men because they got the harmonies with the bass and all of that stuff. So they got it all.
They do gospel.
They do.
Yeah, they do excellent gospel.
And they do it well. I mean, it'd be one thing because one thing that I tend to struggle with maybe some other people that have tried to exploit is they come off looking like Bizarro Superman, like you just a clone. You ain't quite what you need to be. I'm watching these Korean kids, and the harmonies are there. The musicianship is there. I actually stand a particular group called Stray Kids, and they write their own music, and they've done it since the start. We're like 20 albums in at this point, and
wow,
yeah, and they got choreography like you wouldn't believe. Like I'm looking at the way they dance, and I'm thinking, New Edition could never. Right. It's way more than this, they doing backflips, they doing jujitsu kicks and stuff in the middle of it, and they keep a little bit of their own culture in it too, which I always appreciated because when you watch them dance, it's not just hip-hop moves. There's Asian influence, there's the backdrops to their videos have some cultural influence, which brings me to K-pop Demon Hunters. Somebody on Threads said it was a little bit of an exaggeration, but they're like, hey, let's make a culturally significant movie like Sinners, but make it K-pop. And that may sound like an exaggeration.
Wow. Now that I think about it, yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It may sound like an exaggeration, but you got singers with these powers, et cetera, et cetera. And the stuff that just looks goofy and funny to us, similar to the best cartoons, there's levels to it.
Yeah.
You got the derpy looking tiger. Like, what is this goofy tiger in here that is obsessed with getting this trash can to stand up straight again? Like, bro, let it go. And the crow who keeps stealing his hat. And then you find out that both of those images are significant in Korean folklore. The tiger represents the nobility who tended to be stupid. Like, how we feel about the government and the nobles and everything that, cross out. Think about how Europe feels about their nobles. It's the same thing. The crow represented the people, and the hat was power. That's why the crow kept stealing the hat from the stupid tiger. So there's levels to it, right? And I love the connection between magical singers who seem to save the world, at least every generation. And they call it generations in K-pop. Like we are on 4th gen, moving into 5th generation right now. From K-pop artists, and so all of those connections were great. Not to mention the songs are awesome, and they got real artists to do it. Twice is one of the best-selling artist groups out there, and they sing some of the songs. And what's a great story is what the lady who sings for Rumi, which is the main character, had been a trainee at I want to say like Hybe, which might be the same company that BTS comes from. I forget where she was a trainee. I could get that wrong, but she never really debuted. She never made it. Now she has the #1 single K-pop in the country,
Wow.
and she is the voice of what today I found out the most watched animated movie ever on Netflix.
That's
Oh
crazy.
Oh,
wow.
yep,
That's crazy.
makes sense.
Yes,
Wow.
these kids are watching it 4 or 5 times. I drove from
Kids.
Sinners.
Wow.
what are you talking? South Padre Island, and the kids had my tablet, and they just on repeat.
Yeah.
On repeat. And then we were there in a hotel, and we had to take the tablets from them. I'm like, y'all want to go to it was either the pool or watching K-pop Demon Hunters. Those are the only 2 things that they did
Mhm.
while
Oh,
we was
wow.
there at the beach. Like,
That's
guys, we at the
crazy.
beach. Come on. What
Yo. Huntrix and the Saja Boys were topping out on Spotify for weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They're
man.
outselling BTS and Stray Kids and Twice and Blackpink and everybody else. They were top charts, and they're fictional characters. But the music is the music. The music is great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was the thing, because the first time I watched it, you know, I had Netflix on. I think I had just finished watching something else, and I was like, okay, whatever. I just started it, and I was probably doing something else, probably playing a game or something. It's going in the background, and I'm listening, and I look up, and I was like, she can sing. That is really good. And, you know, it got my attention, and I started watching. I watched the rest of it. I love Golden.
Oh yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm paying attention. And Kyle mentioned the animation.
Mhm.
The animation is just, it's they paid attention to everything. Because every time when Rumi is performing and she's walking down the catwalk, that little hip motion she's got
Yeah.
that catwalk. It's just a really good movie.
Right. And that attention to detail. That's why people were saying, you know, do Sinners, but for K-pop. Because think about the attention to detail that Ryan Coogler paid when we talk about research and cultural importance of different things.
Yeah.
The same level of detail was paid. It's one genre. It's not, you know, Choctaw and Asian and Black. It's just Korean. But going deep into their history was outstanding. And they got it right. You know, because they
But
care.
James, did you put that in the chat that it was the ones that did the Spider-Man?
I think he did.
Yeah, Kyle mentioned that earlier. It's the same studio.
Guys, so yeah, which the details in both of the Spider-Mans was just amazing. The artwork, I mean, the nose, the contour. I mean, it was like, you look like a freaking real woman contour. I was like, your contour is better than mine.
And
cartoon.
And you know it's good because like all of Korea has embraced it as well as the world. But you got real K-pop stars doing dance covers of these cartoon characters, doing the choreography, little dance challenges and whatnot. And they're all and people. Jungkook from BTS is on camera singing some of the songs. Like he's like, these are good, these are catchy. Everybody agrees. Again, the music was so good. Y'all should listen. If you haven't listened to it, you should listen to it.
Soda pop. I'm in the kitchen. I couldn't believe I caught myself. I'm in there doing.
Soda pop is catchy. Again, I
I
told you
was like,
Saja
oh my
Boys
God, I can't believe
Saja Boys had the better song. I'm sorry.
Yo, I gotta say,
Whatever.
Saja Boys came with it. But I gotta give my favorite song on the whole soundtrack is Free. With all the harmonies, where it's the Romeo and Juliet love song, you know what I'm saying? Why does it feel right? I can't sing and I'm not going to, but it's, you know, why does it feel right when I'm with you? And, you know, it's the whole demon hunter, I'm probably not supposed to kiss you kind of thing going on. And, but the best song, in my opinion, is Your Idol, which is when the Saja Boys finally admit, okay, so yeah, we're demons and we're here for you solo. And they do a whole concert basically, but there's a part, I'm gonna try to sing this, forgive me for messing it up, but the syncopation, again, let that feel of like R&B, because the beat is, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, but at the chorus they go, I'm the only one who loves your sins. Listen as my voice gets underneath your skin. Preaching to the choir.
Yes.
Yeah. Like a little higher. It sounds like hip. It sounds like R&B, and I'm here for it. I'm in the middle of
They will be all right. There's stranger things going on in the airport than you doing the podcast and singing.
Everybody needs to try to figure out how we're supposed to get to LaGuardia because the whole plane is here, and a lot of them have connected flights in LaGuardia.
Oh gosh. So yeah, after some arm twisting and bullying, excuse me, I finally did watch the movie. I said I was going to get around to it before we did this show. I did, and had it on as background noise, and literally did not work for the 90 minutes that the movie was on after the first song.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first is like, okay, I'm gonna have it on, I'm gonna pay attention to everything because I got my work to do and everything, everything's going on. And the first song hits, and I'm just like, excuse you? Because I listen to a lot of J-pop. Like if you've been in the car with me when I'm driving, I will turn on my Pandora to my J-pop songs and let it just blaze. And yeah, similarities with K-pop as well, but every single song got my attention because not only were the songs good, they were helping to tell the story as well. And I like that when music incorporated in any genre of film also helps tell the story.
It's called a musical. And that's what it was. Like you think, oh, it's a movie and it's got some cute songs in it. But to your point, like a real good musical, it advances the story. And it's not like a standalone set piece. You need that song to get to the next part of the movie. Yeah.
So like, and actually my favorite song, as much as I like poking at y'all with Soulja Boys having the better songs, Huntrick's song that they sang when Rumi was starting to lose her powers in that fight sequence.
Takedown, is that's not Takedown, is it?
This is what it sounds like.
This is
I think it is Takedown.
Because Takedown is the one where what's the one that they coming off of the plane? Because that was bad.
That's how it's done.
No, that's not Takedown.
That's how it's done. So when they started
out of the plane,
they were fighting on the train.
Okay.
The one where they're fighting on the train and she's starting to lose her powers because like at that point, like the markings pretty much are growing so much up her arms that she can't hide them anymore.
I can't remember what song that was.
Neither I want to say it was Takedown because it's the song they end up scrapping. She was hell bent on them doing the song.
Yeah,
and
that would
the
be
other members was like, I don't know, do we really need to do the song? She's like, no, we're going to, because she was trying to figure out how to finish the song and never really got to it. So when they started singing it during the fight sequence, I'm like, yeah, you can tell where like her voice is wavering because again, the demon markings that she had because of her background were affecting her voice.
I think it was Takedown. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was basically like how she felt they were going to deal with Soulja Boys when they realized they were demons and couldn't conventionally deal with them the way they normally did. But it's like at the same time, you're forcing yourself to do something that's not natural for you. Because she had not, because again, their mentor very much told her, cover your arms, it'll be fine. Once the home you is, solidified across the world, you never got to worry about it. Everything's going to be good. Just hide it. All right, cool. But she's only been living like half her life because of that.
Right. And if you think about it, that's another aspect of this movie is about accepting yourself the way you are, that there's nothing wrong with you. Because even through the end of the movie, her guardian, because her mother passed away, her guardian is saying things like, I tried to accept you, and I made myself think it was okay. You're still telling me that I'm wrong, that I'm a mistake. And the way they blended it all into the overarching theme of the movie, which is ultimately accepting yourself and loving yourself the way you are, which is a great message. It's one of the things I actually like about a lot of K-dramas, even though this is an animated one, is that the messaging in it is really good. Songs too. Yeah.
I thought for sure I know they alluded to her father being a demon.
Yes.
I thought for sure one or two things were going to happen. The big demon was going to be her father, like a Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader type relationship type thing. I did think before they got deeper into the relationship that the main Soulja Boy was going to be like her. I thought he was going to be her dad. I was just like, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, that's old boy territory. No, thank you.
Right, yeah, we do not need another old boy in the world.
No, not more like a relative, a brother or something. Somehow that they was related.
I was actually, I like the redemption of that lead singer of Soulja Boys. I was hoping that it would be a full redemption for him to like bounce back and like escape.
Yeah.
Everything, but he pretty much sacrificed himself so that they could finish singing the new song to reestablish a new home to protect the world. So
that's another aspect of like a lot of K-dramas is we're going to give you fair but maybe not happy ending. That they will kill you off in a heartbeat. And not like Shonda Rhimes be killing people, for shock value. If it makes sense and it's only logical that someone dies, and they die, you just kind of get over it, you know. So, but if you remember, he got his soul back, which is what he really wanted.
Yeah.
And then it looks like his soul goes into her sword, and he becomes her weapon. So they're kind of still together, you know.
Yeah. True indeed. True indeed. All right.
Mira's my favorite. I like her. Everybody likes Rumi, but I like Mira. She looks evil.
Mira's your bias,
but she's my. That's who I'm a cosplay. Mira.
Yes.
Mira.
In K-pop, when you like one member more than the rest, they said that's your bias. So Mira is your bias.
Mm-hmm.
That's your bias. Cool.
So let me throw this out. As probably the only person on here tonight who has never watched any K-pop anything except for maybe the occasional video when I've been with a couple of you guys and you said, hey, you need to look at this video. Is this movie a good starting point for me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I've never watched any K anything either. That's why I was really ambivalent about the movie, but I like animation. So, and that's what I do when there's nothing, when there's nothing in particular that I want to watch, I go for some animation. It says Netflix was up anyway. I've watched Unicorn Academy and all this crazy stuff that's on Netflix because Netflix was up and I just picked whatever was there. So, it was being suggested because I've watched all this other animated stuff. So I was like, okay, what the heck? But no, I've never watched any K dramas. I don't listen to K nothing.
You should watch some of it. It's actually pretty good. And Furious, before you even ask, it's in English. The entire movie is in English.
Yeah. If it's on Netflix, I know it's in English.
Right, Netflix is like we're gonna help.
And
you
if
out.
I watch it, it's in English.
The only thing I know of on Netflix that's not in English is Lupin.
Because it's in French.
Yeah, Lupin. Yeah, that's in French. The live action.
But everything else is pretty much I know it's in English if it's on Netflix.
But
I'd also say like this is another good example of a movie being done right. Because I remember when Elio came out in the theaters, Disney's like, see, people don't want new content. They didn't support this movie. And actually, I did go see the movie, and I was like, okay, it wasn't great. I wasn't going to talk about it for weeks later. I wasn't invested in it because it was just cute. And we've seen a lot of new, new properties come out of different studios. Like I think about, what was the one they did a few years back with the Day of the Dead and the little boy with the guitar. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Encanto.
I don't know what it's called,
Encanto.
but I didn't watch it.
Not Encanto, but Encanto was good too.
It was. I enjoyed Encanto.
Yeah, and again, great songs. We Don't Talk About Bruno was a bop.
Right? Oh, yeah. Encanto was good. Was it like Coco or
Coco?
Yeah, Coco.
That's what I'm thinking about. And Remember Me, great songs, great music, great story, and the compelling characters. Elio, the movie about going to space, whatever, it was kind of like, it was surface. There were a couple of deep points here and there, but it felt forced. And people like, well, it didn't get a lot of publicity. K-pop Demon Hunters just popped up on my suggestions one day.
Yes.
I heard nothing else about it, right? And it is now the most watched animated movie on Netflix ever. So if you do a good movie, you don't need all of that because we will talk about it. That's what an open market is supposed to do,
Absolutely.
Not to mention, everybody was saying, I know y'all probably already talked about it, everybody was saying that Ironheart was going to flop, blah, 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 because all of the neg ratings and all that kind of thing. But still, #1 Disney Plus, a few weeks in a row because it's actually a good show.
It's very good.
Yep.
And yes, we did talk about Ironheart to start the show.
I figured
that's the only thing you've missed. All right. Final thoughts on K-pop Demon Hunters?
All right, here it is. Hold on a second. Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, I've already added it to my Netflix queue.
That's the first song in the movie. Yeah.
It's in my Netflix queue. Unlike some of the other stuff, this will actually get watched relatively soon.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to finish with the freaking on what is it? Apple plus with the King Kong and Godzilla, and you still haven't watched
all the Monarch stuff.
Monarch series.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now the last thing to talk about this evening. Superman.
Okay.
Or as I like to refer to it as
I mean, this surely ain't seen you in a month of Sundays, Kyle. I think I haven't seen
right. You know you're gonna get. You knew you was gonna get these jokes tonight.
Oh yeah.
Okay, as long as you knew.
Guaranteed.
Talk mad trash in our chat though.
Yeah. Hey, James Gunn and Peter Safran were not supposed to work out, and so far they are working out. So I'm excited for the DCU. I really am.
Okay, so Kyle, you had no issues at all with this movie?
So no, I'm not going to say that. I will say I did have some issues with the movie. So one of the issues that I initially had, that after thinking about it, I kind of changed my mind, was the canon, like the canon relationship, or the canon thought of Jor-El and Superman's bio parents. So
yeah, sending him there to conquer the world.
Right. We're initially, they have always been canon wise. We're sending you to be a beacon of hope, right?
Okay.
Show these people the way. Show these people that they can be better. Like, essentially, be a god to these people. Essentially, right? In this movie, they did that another way. Be a god to these people. Have a harem of women. And initially, that kind of threw me off a little bit. But the more I think about it, it's that relationship of nature versus nurture. Rather than doing what you're born to be, become what you were taught to be. Yeah, we're grown to be, right? Ma and Pa Kent. I love both of them in this movie.
I love that they live through the whole.
Yeah, I love that he didn't have to. Pa Kent, they get wiped up, thrown away in a tornado, and told
or had a heart attack in the middle of the field.
Or had a heart attack, right.
Oh, it should have been dead already. I mean, he was already grown. The man should have been dead already.
I just didn't like that they made him an idyot.
Yes, thank you, Furious.
I hated that.
Okay, so before we get to that, wait a minute. Hold on. Before we get to that part, Kyle, did you watch My Adventures with Superman on Cartoon Network for the 2 seasons?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
They did the same thing there with the parents.
I was gonna say this is the first time they've said that he was gone and he was sent to conquer. Yeah.
Right. So they did the same thing there. So for me, that wasn't jarring that was a revelation that came out throughout the film that they did that. I would like to know when they did that, because I'm pretty sure that had an impetus somewhere in the comics, probably more so an alternate dimension or an Elseworlds. I would love to know when they did that in comics, because again, like you said, for the longest time, it's always been protect them, watch over them, help them grow, whatever. So
I know recently they've given Jor-El kind of like a darker edge to him. Kind of taking Jonathan under his wing, and kind of being that devil on Jonathan's shoulder compared to Clark being like the angel on Jonathan's shoulder. So they kind of been leaning towards Jor-El being kind of a dick in the comics.
Yeah, Azad.
So, right, kind of very similar to Azad. I know one thing that I kind of was like, come on, we're getting a clone underneath.
That
Ultraman.
Too. That
I was.
Yeah.
I wasn't that Bizarro Superman.
Yeah. I mean, if you watched Superman the animated series, very similar to the concept in the show, to where Lex Luthor makes a clone of Superman, and that clone ends up becoming Bizarro. They did almost the exact same thing in the movie. I would have loved to see something a little bit different. Like a Parasite, because of the purple color that you saw in a lot of the promotional action figures, and the way the suit was designed, I thought we were going to get a Parasite, but we got we got a clone.
Let me ask this question, because you brought up the more recent animated Superman series, because I've only seen a couple episodes of it. The message from the Superman movie that Lex and his people decrypted, because I'm still not convinced that's actually what the message says. How is the message portrayed in the more recent Superman animated series? Does it have to be decrypted, or is it pretty clear they sent him there to conquer?
I mean, it's pretty clear.
It's pretty clear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's straightforward. There's no corruption of the message or anything like that. Matter of fact, once he accesses the ship under his Earth parents' farm or whatever, and he sees the messages, like he learns things and then sees the message like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. I'm out. And he never goes back to the ship again until like the end of the second season. Okay.
Because I didn't like that in this movie, Mr. Terrific himself didn't get the message and try and take a look at it. Because the fact that Luthor and his people decrypted it and said he was sent here to conquer, I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced that that's what that message actually said.
I thought he did, though, because he said he verified it.
He said he
verified it.
He said he knew the experts. I know the experts who do these type of things.
Okay.
They're not wrong, but he himself did not get his hands on it. So I get where Chris is coming from. For as smart as he is, I get it. Camaraderie within the scientific community and different folks who you trust and whatnot, but something different about if he had gotten his hands on the message as opposed to the experts Lex hired.
Right.
But then there's also the issue of he still worked with them. He still believed in him and ultimately came. Don't ask a question you don't want to answer to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to believe that he didn't want to do that.
Fair point.
The one thing I will say is interesting because it's like with Supergirl coming out, Supergirl was older than Baby Clark when they left Krypton. So
I'm gonna hear Baby Clark for the rest of my life.
So was she keen on that message? Was that message central or universal across the board with her?
She's too drunk to even figure out the fucking
message. So she's a teenager when their planet blows up, right? And he had already they said he had been Superman on Earth for like 4 or 5 years already, something like that at the start of the film. Yeah. So if she hits Earth shortly after he comes out as Superman, advance another 4, she's 21. So at this point, it's like she doesn't want to deal. Okay, I have powers. I can do stuff. Red sun. I can get drunk. Let's go party.
Right. Also, where does she land? Because if she's a orphan daughter of Krypton, where was she? Because she wasn't on Earth, right?
It depends because I know it's
the story is always time dilation,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, it depends.
So like they leave Krypton at the same time, but through shenanigans, he gets here first, lives for 30 some odd years, becomes Superman, and then she lands.
Did she fall around a black hole or something like first Star Trek remake? Like we're gonna dilate time like this.
It's funny. Yes. It's funny you say
they
that.
do that sometimes. Yes.
A clip that I saw earlier this week of Neil deGrasse Tyson when they were talking to him about him being in the official Superman canon, he kind of talked about the reason why, from a scientific perspective, Clark got here first. And from a scientific perspective, it actually makes perfect sense. Obviously, we don't really care about that from the comic book standpoint, but it addresses the question of how did Clark get here first?
Yeah. Because Clark took the back streets and she took 285. And she wasn't
And in some instances, she's landed in some canons, she's landed on Apocalypse. So it's just like,
Apocalypse has a red sun, right?
Season 4, Young Justice.
Yeah.
No, I remember that, but I thought she got captured. I never knew she landed there.
Well, she was taken out of the Phantom Zone because that's what all the Kryptonians were.
That's right. Yep, you're right. I forgot about. Yep,
and somehow she ended up. They don't even say how she ended up in the Phantom Zone. But remember, at the end, what's his name? Vandal Savage. With their agreement with the dark side is like, yeah, we allowed them to keep one Kryptonium while we keep the others on stasis. So he gave them Kara.
I'm interested in seeing her Deadpool-esque character because it seems like it's going to be that type of vibe. But I want to talk about that dog because when I saw
Krypto,
when I first saw the dog in the trailers, I was like, I'm not going to see this movie. That's dog stupid. Like I wasn't here for it. But the dogs had his moments. I gotta say, I appreciated him. Yeah.
Yes.
The only time that dog had his moment is when he pulled that Hulk type of thing in the when he was like puny human, when he did it at the end.
When he was tearing up all the cameras. Yeah. Yeah.
So that, other than that, that dog was such a pain in the ass. I was like, oh my God, the dog and
he was, but it was real.
Yes.
It was realistic.
And
because the first time I saw Superman, I was pet sitting for my sister while she was overseas. And Krypto, trust me, is realistic because one of my sister's dogs is unhinged. And
the puppy just
all over. Krypto was doing, I was like, oh my God.
So
and plus on screen.
I don't know I can't remember where I saw, but either on IG or Netflix under one of the Superman pages, there's a short 1 minute, some odd seconds of James Gunn talking about the idea for Krypto and how they put him in the movie was based off his own dog and the hell he causes because he does not listen or behave. Nope. He just does whatever the hell he wants to do, and he figured, Krypto, let's go ahead and make Krypto off. Like, this is how we're going to base Krypto.
Yeah, it's like Greg said at the end, no boundaries. What's the girl's name? What's the girl's name?
Kara.
Kara just lets him do whatever he wants. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for me, it was the scene where Lois is flying the giant T-Mobile of Mr. Terrific, and Krypto just decides to sit in her lap. My dog does it. And not move. My dog does the exact same thing when we're driving. She will hop in my lap, and she's in my lap right now. She'll hop in my lap and just stay there. So no, I love Krypto in that movie. Love them.
Speaking of Lois Lane, I also thought that was one of the most fun or the realest scenes was when she was interviewing Superman. He lost it. I was like, Superman's kind of dick. Like, he been soft pitching his own interviews to himself this whole time to make himself feel better and not do the hard hitting questions. And she asked him a few things he couldn't answer. He's like, we're done. Yeah, you're in your feelings now. But a real reporter.
It's interesting you say that because to me, this movie honestly is the first time I've ever actually liked the character of Superman. My biggest issue with DC characters in general is they're symbols and not people. Right. And it's very, very difficult to defeat a symbol in combat. Everybody in Marvel at one point or another has died or gotten their ass kicked and lost and then eventually been drunk and eventually comes back. It's rare in DC for any of their major characters, except for when Bane broke Batman's back. But typically, they don't have their major characters go through that kind of pain and trauma. And I give Gunn credit for doing that in this movie. He depowered Superman. He made him more relatable. I mean, hell, you start off the movie with him getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, it was in the trailer. It was like, who the hell kicked your ass and brought you all the way down to smacked you so hard you crashed into the giant hole.
He slapped you into another continent.
And then the part when he's fighting that giant kaiju and he's struggling to keep him from stepping on him. Because in any of the animated movies or the previous Superman movies, he would have just picked that thing up and flung it into space.
Right.
But this Superman is more relatable. And again, this is the first time I've ever actually liked the character of Superman. And again, I give Gunn credit for that because he did an excellent job making Superman not quite as super as we're used to seeing him.
But
And
you
see, I
know
thought
who
you were gonna
saved this
say-
movie? Lex Luthor.
Yo,
Lex Luthor was the fucking GOAT in this
Yes.
movie. I will
Yeah,
fight
head of the year.
everybody here. That man, people
He
aren't
played the hell
talking
out
to
that
him
part.
enough. They're always, everybody's talking to Superman first when they always do an interview, and they only give him a little bit of questions. Y'all need to start with Lex first. That man did his thing.
yes.
Evil. He
Ugly
embodied.
dog with a cape.
Yeah, my fiance, huge fan of what's the guy's name from Smallville?
Michael Rosenbaum.
Michael Rosenbaum. She loves Michael Rosenbaum's Lex
Lex
Luthor in
Luthor.
Smallville. She came to this movie because at first she did not. She wasn't sure if Nicholas Hoult would be a good Lex Luthor after this movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was a breath of fresh air from the Jesse Eisenberg Lex that we got from the Man of Steel series, the Batman vs Superman movies.
Everything about that movie was terrible, including Jesse Eisenberg.
Breath of fresh air. I thought because it's like if you look at
It's a low bar.
if you look at the Superman the animated series, player hater of the year, exactly. Biggest hater of all time.
Right. I
Biggest
hate the
hater
way
of
that you
all
walk,
time.
the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. Yeah, all of that.
Again,
Oh,
and
like-
one of the things I love was ugly dog with cape.
Right. But no, like looking at just the overall the physicality between the two. Like they're both at a similar height. One, Superman's not like overly taller than this Lex Luthor. They're both almost standing eye to eye. And I love that he used his brain throughout this movie to his detriment. Like his hubris was his downfall.
I mean, if you really think about what he's doing, like when Bizarro Superman is fighting, well, whatever they call him, Ultraman is fighting Superman, and he's like 1B, 2A, 21-3. He is using him as an avatar, not chess. Yep. He's an avatar for any other fighting game. I've studied your moves, and now kick, sweep, combo, super combo, and he uses brain and a human or a living avatar to beat him in a video game. That's what he did.
Yeah. I thought it was also awesome when you have contrasting dynamics with Lex Luthor and Mr. Terrific. Both of them are very intelligent. Both of them experienced trauma. One person took that trauma and decided to use it for good, to help mankind. The other to kind of serve his own self-interest. So I thought that was really cool. As far as that aspect, I hope because the portion of the movie where they do dive into that multi or the quantum unfolding dimension. I know in the comics that's how you get going into the dark multiverse with Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho and Plastic Man, and they encounter Phantom Girl in that dark multiverse. That's how you eventually get the Terrifics, because they can't separate. Because they do, all hell break loose. So I hope, because they're kind of touching on that quantum unfolding chamber, like they're doing in Peacemaker, I hope we eventually get a not fantastic, but a Terrifics movie.
And the Peacemaker cameo was nice.
Yes.
Yeah, he embodies that role. I love that.
That's about as much Peacemaker as I can take.
Peacemaker's so good.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to go that far.
I learned the choreo for the beginning, and I stopped watching it. But it wasn't good. I liked the show, but I didn't watch it.
So I will say that Terrific for me was very much like the biggest bright spot of this film.
He stole the show every time he was on screen
for a multitude of reasons.
Redemption.
Main one being the actor who basically got screwed over by Fox in the X-Men films.
Yes.
And he talks about that. While he's been doing the press junket for this film, he has mentioned what happened with that and how they basically screwed him. Because what they told him and what happened were not the same. They basically lied to him. Because we all look at it like, wait, this character can.
This character's OP as hell.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, we're going to kill him.
But we're going to kill. Wait, how do you kill a character who adapts to every freaking thing?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. And they were like, no, we're going to find a way to kill him. You're just going to have to accept it.
And we're going to make it ridiculous, too. Yeah. He's just going to stand there and die.
So I love the fact that, you know, he had such a major role in this film, and Superman couldn't do everything by himself. There were so many things heading to the final, the climax of this movie, to where Superman literally could not be in every place at once, and yet everything still got resolved.
Yep. And they didn't try to have him fly backwards and reverse the world like Christopher Reeve back in the day.
It's coming. I guarantee it's coming. No, I'm saying.
But I also like he does have a bit of a Captain America feel. What's Captain America's real name?
Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers.
Oh, the actor.
Oh, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
A black one.
Anthony Mackie.
Oh, thank you. I was like, I know I got a whole screen full of black people here talking about Chris Evans. Anthony Mackie.
Say which Captain America?
The current one. Yeah, I couldn't think of Falcon. I see him as Captain America. But the same way he is, but that same energy, but using what you have to get things done. No super serum, no superpowers other than, you know, your smarts and wits. Granted, Falcon / Captain America isn't ridiculously smart like Mr. Terrific, but I love the way, similar to the Marvels, the Avengers cast, everybody in this movie was like, Mr. Terrific is my boy. Mr. Terrific is the best character. They love working with him, and they run around quoting him. Goddamn, Mr. Terrific. You know, so I love that. It makes it harder for them to kill him off in the next movie. I would love to see a spinoff HBO stuff or something like him in it.
Yeah, he definitely deserves his own show, which supposedly is in the works. Both him and Jimmy Olsen getting their own shows.
Yeah. Jimmy Olsen is a mad daddy.
As plain as Jimmy Olsen looked in this film, why did he have so much riz with literally every woman within eye shot of him?
What every woman? I just saw the one chick. Who else was Jimmy?
No, everybody.
No,
you were paying attention to in the Daily Planet, like all the women who were just basically eyeballing him, aside from Lois and Kat.
Well, it was only two. It was only two at the Daily Planet.
Now we saw, and then
we saw the picture.
It was the whole movie. It was the whole movie. And I wondered, because I meant to ask somebody if that was like a comic book canon thing. I wondered about it, but I don't need a whole movie or a TV show about it. I don't, you know.
I think
not like I need Mr. Terrific.
I think I think if we got a either an animated Jimmy Olsen show, I think that would be pretty hilarious. As far as just different hijinks that he's gotten into, and by chance, if you throw in a Dark Side cameo in that, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at it at all. But I would love to see a Mr. Terrific show though, because granted, I love Mr. I want to get to know Michael Holt more.
Yes.
And what made him, granted, what made him Mr. Terrific, but how did, like, as far as accessing all this technology, how he came up with it, you know, I would love to see that.
I want his background. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely want to see that. I will say though that Guy Gardner can really kick rocks.
I am a huge Nathan Fillion fan, and I loved to hate him in this movie. Even from his little stupid bowl cut, like Guy Gardner got on my nerves so bad.
I get that we're supposed to hate this character. I've never met a Guy Gardner fan. Like even for people who love the Green Lantern Corps, Guy Gardner is like the least favorite or least acknowledged Green Lantern amongst the fans of the Corps. But why do we need to push this Green Lantern? Like for this movie, it fit because, again, as I said coming out, this is a typical James Gunn film. From like beginning to end, it hit all the beats of a James Gunn movie. If you have seen any other James Gunn film, whether it's the Suicide Squad or the Guardians of the Galaxy films that he did in Marvel, the exact same beats were hit like it on time. Like there was very little deviation. But I get that Guy Gardner filled a role for what he was doing. I just hate Guy Gardner.
You're supposed to, though.
I know you're supposed to. No. I want this dude dead.
I mean, that's because you're dramatic.
No, I'm not dramatic. No. Guy Gardner needs to like and never come back.
Why?
Why not?
And that's why you're dramatic.
So I will say I think Guy Gardner is, because I agree with you. I'm not the biggest Guy Gardner fan, but I agree that he feels the need in this movie in particular, feels a need as a whole for what we're going to get next year. Because next year we're going to get Jon Stewart and how he contrasts with Guy Gardner. And from what I've been reading as far as what that storyline could potentially be, the purpose that Guy Gardner ends up serving in like the Blackest Night storyline, possibly, I think that would be dope if they go that direction. But just in simpler terms, the contrast you get between him and Jon Stewart and him and Hal, I think is necessary because you need to see.
Have they cast either of those yet?
Yeah, they have.
Jon Stewart's been cast. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Who's gonna be Jon Stewart?
What's his name?
Aaron Pierre.
The dude from Rebel.
I mean, he's
Rebel
sexy,
Ridge.
but Green Lantern, I don't know. He got the eyes. They
he's
save
not
a lot
dark
on
enough.
prosthetics.
He's not dark
I
enough.
like Aaron Pierre as a Jon Stewart, but I think there needs to be a wide spectrum of Green Lanterns. You know, you have the dumb cop of a Guy Gardner, because I mean they are cops. They're cops. So you have a dumb cop of Guy Gardner. You also have the straight-laced, straightforward cop in Jon Stewart, and you have the old aged cop of Hal Jordan. Because I think it's going to honestly play like a Men in Black movie, to where you have old aged K in Hal, but this is Jay's story essentially. Yeah. So I think it's honestly play like that.
See, to me, if they were going to do Green Lanterns, I would like to see the I can't remember what her name is right now, but the main character from Far Sector.
Oh, you're talking about the newest one?
Jemison. Is it Mae? Not. It's not Mae Jemison.
No, it's not Mae Jemison.
No, Mae Jemison is a real person.
No, she's an astronaut.
but her name is similar to that though. I want to say her name is who is? Oh gosh, damn it! Because now I'm blanking, and it's going to kill me to not know.
It's Sojourner. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but her first name is Sojourner.
Okay.
Sojourner Mullion.
Okay,
because she's in the new was like the new Absolute Universe comic.
That sounds a whole lot like Mae Jemison.
But because I'm sorry, Kyle, I don't see what purpose. If you want to have a Green Lantern in the Superman movie just to have a Green Lantern, fine. I don't know what purpose it serves by having Guy Gardner.
And I think that's Kyle's point is they picked Guy Gardner so they could have him be the older one in the next the real Green Lantern movie. So we're not stuck with him forever. Hopefully he'll die in the next movie. You know,
we'll have him in the thing with the other Green Lanterns. He's not. I honestly don't see.
He's going to be
of the Justice Gang. The only other person I saw a purpose for was Mr. Terrific. The rest of them were background characters that didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck was Hawk Girl? I mean,
he leave Dora the Explorer alone.
Why
are you screaming? That was Dora the Explorer. Oh my god.
Yeah. So the one thing about
Dora like that.
Dora the Explorer?
The actress who played Hawk Girl was Dora the Explorer in the live action film.
I didn't watch Dora the Explorer, so
there was a live action.
Why are you flying and screaming at the same fucking time?
Oh, wow.
That's my question.
I did not know there was a live action.
I didn't have a problem with them. I loved to hate Guy Gardner in this one.
Yeah.
I love them in Firefly and Serenity and Castle.
Nathan Fillion is one of my favorite people.
Nathan Fillion's cool. Yes, Guy Gardner's a piece of shit.
He even was the voice of Cade Six in Destiny early on.
Yep.
Yes.
The one thing I will say about this movie, though, consequences, because you killing a active president has major consequences. I know the theater cheered when that happened because I mean real life parallels. But you know, you killing a sitting president, right?
If nobody saw her do it though.
Now I also want to give a shout out to the goofy, obsessive ex-girlfriend chick who was with Lex and was sneaking and taking pictures.
Eve Tessmacher.
That was
one of the smartest characters in this entire film.
Yes.
I did not realize that was Miss Tessmacher. Because I just remember her as Miss Tessmacher from the Christopher Reeve series and everything. But exactly that. But yeah, because you do think she's an airhead until she puts it all together and sends him all those pictures. And each selfie has. Yeah, she's a spy. She's been a spy this whole time. I don't know what Jimmy put on her, but thank you, Jimmy.
And I don't remember what was the reason he didn't want to deal with her.
Her toes.
Her toes.
Her toes.
And she was super, super annoying.
Yeah.
You know what? That does give Boomerang vibes. Like somebody that's got riz with all the girls, but he didn't like that one chick because she had hammer time in her shoe. Yo, Jimmy Olsen is Marcus Graham.
James
Marcus.
Get out of my head. I was thinking the same thing.
Marcus.
Right?
The toe, because that's how he had her in her phone. Something about her toes. It was something
Right.
like
Mutant
Mutant
toes.
Toes.
Yeah.
Mutant Toes was her name in his phone. So, oh gosh. So yeah. So how do we feel about Superman's? I won't say self-righteousness, but the idea that he was more. I saw this going around in some discussions. More firefighter than cop.
I liked it.
He wasn't trying to police the world. He was basically trying to save it.
Yeah. Because
everyone,
everything too.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
well, he had a hero complex.
Squirrel.
He's like, I'm trying to save you.
And but
Everything
with
doesn't need to
him,
be saved.
he may have perceived himself as trying to save the world, but his actions did look like policing the world. It
Right.
to me it did look like that, because so I agree with him, let's try and stop this war before it happens. Let's not let this one country invade another country. But then again, now you're policing the activities of this one country and telling them what they can't do. They shouldn't do it. We all agree on that.
Right.
But you're interfering with the sovereignness of is that the word? Interfering with the sovereignness of this other country, which is something that America likes to do.
Yeah.
Which is where somebody like a Batman comes into play, because Batman has been, in this game for a prolonged period of time. Hopefully, from what we've been seeing in the as far as from James Gunn, this Batman is going to be a little bit more age. He's old enough to have a 12-year-old son, right?
Is this going to be Ben Affleck again?
No.
Okay.
I mean, but truth be told, he could be 23 and have a 12-year-old son.
Nah, he's gonna be close to Superman's age. 30.
I'm just saying, you don't have to be old and grizzled to have a 12-year-old son.
No. Absolutely right. And unfortunately, we all know how Damian came to be anyway. So I mean,
right.
It's a whole problematic thing right there to begin with.
Is Damian Ra's al Ghul's grandson?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully we get a Batman that's closer to Superman's age. But the reason why I bring Batman up, because you have someone who can call Superman out on some of his actions, just like Lois does. You cannot police everyone. Miss Terrific had a great line in the Injustice animated series or animated movie that they did, where Superman wanted to take away guns.
Guns, yes, when they're playing chess. I know the thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Smoking.
Yep.
Ban cigarettes easily kills more people. Speeding. Right. Car accidents more fatal. And on and on down the line as he's beating the snot out of him in chess.
All right, y'all. I have to go because apparently this airport is closing. It's 10 o'clock.
Oh my.
So
have they given you any updated flight information?
Oh, there's no flight. I'm taking a cab into New York. Because I was going into the financial district anyway, like in Manhattan, and so LaGuardia was just as far as Newark. What's funny is I spent more money to fly into LaGuardia because Newark had so many issues with the airport, just to end up in Newark and have to
anyway.
Gotcha.
They better give me some points or something. But I'll be talking about that with them later. But yeah, I gotta run because I'll make sure they don't give away my hotel room.
Please don't.
It's easily an hour from where I'm headed, so it was fun. Stray kids everywhere, all around the world.
Joy.
Bye, y'all.
See.
Bye. Do we know who's been cast as the new Batman?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Hasn't been cast yet. Has not been cast. That's
None of them has been cast. They can't find a Wonder Woman.
Well, so James Gunn has been saying they will not cast someone until they have a script written. So I know there are rumors that Andy Muschietti is not the one that's actually directing the Batman: The Brave and the Bold movie. So once they get a completed script, then at that point they will cast. So yeah.
Well, look.
And this
right
would be
now,
Batman number what? 10, 11?
Because DC clearly has no issue recasting a main character. I'm looking at you, Marvel.
Let it go.
No.
Let it go.
No.
That character is too iconic and too synonymous with that actor.
No.
Dearly.
Which character is that? Who are you talking about?
He's
Black Panther.
About Black Panther not being recast yet.
I'm still salty about that.
Let it go.
Damn sense coming.
That character means far too much than any other character in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, but he still should be still recasted.
He will.
They're gonna figure it out.
They will do it in due time. In due time. There's no rush to do it though.
Look at how quickly they recast Rhodey.
Well, I mean, Terrence Howard's the problem.
Yeah, he was problematic.
They could have killed him. They could have killed off Rhodey. They could have killed him off.
They were never going to kill off Rhodey.
I'm just saying they could have.
That was never going to happen. Now they did replace what was that the blonde dude in the Warriors 3. He was a different actor in all 3 films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And most
Zachary
people
Levi?
didn't even pick that
and
up.
No one knew. No one knew. Who is it? Is it? Oh gosh, not Hogan.
Zachary Levi.
Zachary Levi did play him in the first film.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who played him in the second. The second film was somebody from Game of Thrones, and I forgot who played him in the third film. But yeah, 3 different actors played that dude.
Mm-hmm.
It was Josh Dallas in Thor, Zachary Levi in subsequent films. So it was only 2 actors.
Levi did not play him in the third film. Pull up the IMDb.
In what Thor in which movie?
Ragnarok. But yeah, so back to final thoughts on Superman.
Overall, I give it a good 8. Good 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's where I was with it. Simone?
7.5. I didn't like that the father was still alive, that they made them stupid.
Look.
I didn't like Mira. I didn't like the dog. I didn't like
Can one hero have both parents alive, please?
And you look up. I mean, at least you could have deformed the face, and so he looked a little bit like him. I just didn't. I that's what I didn't like. That's why I lost a 0.5 point for me.
So yeah,
you got that 7.5 because of Lex Luthor and Mr. Terrific. Those are the 2 people to me that saved the film. Those 2 people saved this movie. Everybody else was back characters to those 2 main characters, in my opinion. Those were the 2 main characters, not Superman.
Yeah.
It should have been called Lex Luthor, Mr. Terrific.
And everybody else.
Yes.
Look, young Beast came up playing Lex Luthor, so you know.
Yes.
For those who don't remember, he did play Beast.
He did play Beast, yeah.
I mean, hell, the majority of this damn cast came from Marvel movies.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
The majority of the movie.
Isabella Merced was in that monstrosity of a movie, Madam Web.
We don't talk about that. That's not a Marvel film. That's a Sony film. There's a huge difference between Marvel movies and Sony movies, and we don't talk about Sony movies. Look, you don't see us on here talking about Craven, do you?
Yeah, but we do talk about Spider-Man.
Marvel's Spider-Man. Marvel's Spider-Man. We don't talk about Sony Spider-Man.
But Miles Morales?
Yeah.
Marvel's Spider-Man. As far as I'm concerned, the Spider-Verse is different from the live-action films. That's a whole. They are killing it with the Spider-Verse. Everything else is trash.
Different room, same house.
Gosh.
Different room, same house.
They are killing it with this. Look, it's funny how a company can do wonders with the animation of one character, but the live action totally pissed the bed, and that's what Sony does.
Yeah,
they are killing it with the animation, and with the live action, they're just like, yeah, because we can, and you're gonna like it. No, we're not.
Yeah,
and no, we don't. I mean, aside from Andrew Garfield, me personally, but you know,
yeah.
So, Teresa,
I give it an 8 because I think they did a good job of fooling us with the trailers.
mm-hmm.
Because after seeing the trailers, I was not optimistic about this movie at all, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Yep.
Same for you, Furious?
Yep, I give it a 7. As much as I liked this movie, there were too many things for me to nitpick at to not give it a higher score.
What was your science engineering brain going off for some of the BS scientific wise?
It wasn't even necessarily that. It was I hated what they did with Parkent. I couldn't stand that. I don't buy the bullshit message of him being sent here to conquer. I don't buy that shit. I hate the fact that Mr. Terrific didn't verify the message himself. That's some bullshit right there. If I'm one of the smartest people on the planet, I'm gonna verify the shit.
Yeah.
I don't care about something other people say. Fuck that. So yeah, it's again, I enjoyed the movie a hell of a lot more than I actually thought I would. Again, this movie made me like Superman as a character. That is a big fucking accomplishment. But there were little things that I have to ding it on. Again, the Justice Gang, other than Mr. Terrific, they served no purpose. Why are they in the movie? They didn't do anything.
To fight the big Shumagaroth thing that Mr. Missile created while he was having a heart-to-heart with Lois.
Okay.
And without them, Baravia doesn't get the help that they need.
Yeah, okay.
That's true too.
Yeah, they'd have been all right.
I do want to hit on that scene real quick where like he's looking for Krypto. He comes home. He knows that there's a warrant out for his arrest. Him and Lois are having that discussion, whatever. And yeah, the Justice Gang, you can't clearly see them, but you know they're there from all the special effects going on in the background. They're just, she's like, do you need to go help with that? Nah, fifth dimensional imp, they got it covered. Automatically, you know who he, like, if you know Superman lore, you know who he's talking about. Yeah. And like, oh, cool. I like that he has set this, he's already established enough people in the universe. I know that was one of the complaints that with so many other hero characters being mentioned to be in this film with Terrific and Hawk Girl and what's his face, who I won't mention by name, Metamorpho, and whoever Nathan Fillion played, who I don't like with all of them being in there, everybody was like, the hardcore Superman fans are losing their ish. Like, oh my God, there's too many people. It's not a Superman film. I was like, no, it's still a Superman film. We don't know the role, but all these people should. But let's be realistic. If you're establishing this big of a universe, it makes sense for other heroes to already be established in said universe. Because again, it's one man. He can't be everywhere at once. So yeah, sometimes stuff is going to pop off, and he doesn't necessarily have to deal with it. Like I lost my cousin's. Now, granted, we didn't know it was his cousin's dog at the time because of how much he was losing his ish over it. So we was like, oh yeah, you took this dude's dog, but we know that it's really Kara's dog instead of his. It's like I lost his dog, but now with the added weight that you lost somebody else's dog,
right? And
it's your relative,
right? Who probably can kick your ass.
It's like if you ever babysat your younger cousins and something happens to them, it's like, oh snap! When my aunt uncle get home, they're gonna kill me because my little cousin got like a bruise on his forehead. What they going?
Man, they still alive.
He's breathing. He's all right.
He's breathing.
Yeah, you say that now, but when you were a teenager doing that, it was like
I said it then too. I said it then too.
Okay, so maybe just me.
I don't leave little children with me because I'm rough.
But yeah, I'm gonna say 8 out of 10 for me as well. Again, like I said, it's not a bad thing, but James Gunn has a formula, and he did not stray from that formula in this film. It felt like every other superhero property that he had did before, with all the same, serious tones, comedic beats, challenging the narrative of each of these characters. Again, yeah, the Q&A between him and Lois was refreshing to see, because honestly, we hadn't seen anything remotely close to that since the original Superman film, where Lois interviews Margot Kidder and Christopher Reeve, have that discussion, and it's pretty much like, and she asked him similar questions. And I feel like they dug deeper because, again, you're advancing this for a modern day story, and it's kind of like, over the last couple of years, we've been asking these questions because of all the times we see him do things in animated properties, but never really question it as far as a live action setting. So that I like the fact that they went in harder on that this time around.
Yeah.
So
one thing that I hope he continues to do, honestly, and I never realized how much we don't need origin stories.
Yes.
Like, I like the fact that
he started with the fight, that he was already here. We didn't have to go through the whole.
The thing I dislike about this movie is the same thing that I mainly disliked about the Justice League movie from the Snyderverse. I don't like that you've got a Superman movie where you've got too many other characters. To me, a Superman movie would have been better with just Superman. That's not to say that you can't introduce these other characters later, but bring them in at some other point. Let this movie be Superman. But again, I like that we're not doing origin stories, and hopefully, as we continue in this James Gunn universe, he won't do origin stories. I kind of hope all of his movies, the existence of the superhero is well known, and we just jump in at, everybody knows that this person exists, and there's no mystery that, oh, wow, who's this person running around in the middle of the night in Gotham fighting crime? Now, fuck that. We need to know that it's Batman running around fucking shit up. We don't need his origin story, because anybody who's going to see these movies, you either know the origin story, or the person who is taking you has told you the origin story 50,000 times. We don't need to see it on screen.
Or watch the 24 other films that have been made before this.
That part too.
One of them.
Yeah.
I think a great example of where he's going, like a great template, Justice League, the animated series, and Justice League Unlimited, especially Justice League Unlimited, because in that series, you have a world and a universe full of superheroes, and they exist. And you get compelling stories, not just from the main characters, but you also get these amazing side stories where Green Lantern and Black Canary go to an underground fighting club, and they have to rescue Wildcat. Like that was an amazing episode.
Yeah.
So I hope he follows that template to where yes, we get our main stories, but we also get compelling stories from a lot of these side characters that we don't necessarily know about. A lot of people don't necessarily know about. And they're good.
You think Warner Brothers is going to allow him to delve and let some of those lesser known characters have big feature films?
No, I'm not saying feature films. I'm saying like shows, maybe. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get feature films, but I think we'll have the same. They'll show up in somebody else's movie.
So show up in another Superman film, or another Batman film, or another Superman film, or another Batman film, or another Superman film, or another Batman film. Because that's all that Warner Brothers seems to care about, is another Superman film or another Batman. Now I'm saying that in jest, but let's be real. Like, Superman and Batman each have had like damn near a dozen films each since the 70s, and Wonder Woman had 2. Jonah Hex has had 1. Think
about Creature Commandos though. Who saw that shit coming?
Right.
Creature Commandos was actually pretty damn good.
It was.
But that's my point though. Most people don't know who the fuck they are. And it's a good series.
I would wager to guess that probably 50% of the people who have seen the Superman movie have not seen Creature Commandos because one, it's an animated show.
Yeah.
And not knowing that, two, it does tie into this because Frank Grillo, who is now Rick Flag Sr., voices the same character in Creature Commandos because he's taken over for his son who dies in the last Suicide Squad film.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and Bloodsport. And I was gonna say James Gunn did mention that Bloodsport is canon in the DCU. So I'm wondering, when did he shoot? Yeah, when did he shoot? When did he shoot?
With a kryptonite bullet? Yeah, when did that happen? Hey, it just could show up at some point. he could show up. I wouldn't be mad at it. So, but let's go ahead and wrap it up for this evening. Final thoughts before we go.
I look forward to the DCU moving forward. Very, very optimistic about the DCU. Very happy with the Marvel shows that I have seen thus far this year too. So as a comic book fan, I am pleased to see that the comic book fatigue is not here. It's not a thing. I think as long as you have good writing and good acting and hire the right actors for roles, I think you can get a really good movie or show. So.
Teresa?
Well, you caught me right before I clicked that leave button. This movie has made me a little bit more optimistic for DC. I am looking forward to the Green Lantern show, whatever it is. I'm not the comic book reader, so I don't have a problem with Aaron Pierre not being dark enough. He's fine enough. So
let's know what your priorities are.
Right. So I'm good with that. I'm optimistic. This movie is much more colorful and bright and not so, doom and gloom. Everywhere is Gotham like we were before. Before the only thing I had to look forward to was a shirtless Henry Cavill. And now things are looking a bit brighter.
Well, you will still get a shirtless Jason Momoa at some point.
Yes.
Simone.
I mean, it was okay. It was okay.
Furious.
I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it. And like I said, James Gunn made me like Superman in this movie. And that is a fucking accomplishment.
Okay.
Oh, and one quick thing, James. Zachary Levi was Fandle in Ragnarok.
Oh, he was? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just looked it up.
Cool. So he did it in 2 films.
Yeah.
Cool. My bad. I was wrong. I can admit that. I am big enough to admit I was wrong. I thought it was 3 actors in all 3 films, which was a running joke for a while because no one paid attention to it.
Because the first time I saw, I was like, whoa. Again, I didn't know who the 2 actors were, but I was like, that ain't the same person.
Outside of Thor fans, no one cared enough to notice.
And that's fair.
So,
with that, but I enjoyed this movie. I do look forward to seeing what else James Gunn. I hope James Gunn proves me wrong about my impression of what he's going to do with the DC movies. I hope he proves me wrong.
I hope so as well. I just hope that he doesn't. I don't want his formula across every single movie, though.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And again, saying that this film hit all the James Gunn beats is not a bad thing, but it's kind of like you've seen this before and you kind of want something different.
Yeah.
For establishing the movie side of this new universe, cool, wonderful first step. But I've seen this 4 times already. Yeah. And I want something different from him, storytelling wise. Because halfway through the film, I'm just like, yep, saw that coming. Because again, the formulaic style of the comedic with the serious balancing is like, you know, when certain things are going to pop off. Yeah. So that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was excited when he came over. I didn't like that he just got rid of everybody, because personally, I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and I think he's going to have a hard time trying to find somebody who is one, athletic, and that tall.
I think he'll be all right.
and I definitely want that as well. I definitely want him to find somebody tall.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is an Amazon, so please.
She needs to be taller than Superman.
She need at minimum she needs to be 6 feet tall. At minimum. I don't want somebody who's 5'8" that you make look taller through camera angles. No, I want her noticeably 6 foot, flat-footed.
Yeah.
Whoever you find, and I know she's out there. Hell, I will be happy if you find somebody who's 6'4", because that would be great.
I will say the one thing that as far as I am looking forward to, you know, a lot of these movies having different directors, but being different tonally. So
yes,
you having a Superman movie, but again getting a Clayface movie next year, which I'm very excited for.
Well, that can be dark tonally because Gotham.
Right, but it being a rated R movie, horror, like body horror aspect of a movie. So I'm looking forward to that. So just having it seem more like a comic book run, different comic books across the filmscape. I love that. They're not all the same tonally, but they exist in the same universe. So
indeed. Yeah. All right, and with that, we will get out of here for the evening, and we will see you all next month with more than likely Fantastic Four and some other things. So.
Another one.
Breathe, Simone. Breathe. It'll be okay. Say good night, everybody.
Good night.
Right, good night, everybody.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No regard for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course, versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom, clapped back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No regard for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.